I asked ChatGPT what the best zero-turn mower on the market is. I'm gonna tell you what it got right and what it got wrong. Why should you take my word for it? I sell these things for a living, but I can tell you firsthand, AI's gotten crazy in terms of the things you can ask it, what you can do with it. And I was working on a project in my basement, had issues with floor leveling compound. Take a picture, what do I do to make sure my floor is perfectly level? By the end of this project, I'm in trouble thousands of dollars because it told me to put floor level compound on an entire basement floor that you bring an expert in and he says, no, you could have done it a different way. And that would have been thousands of dollars cheaper. Well, I'm trying to give you the insight as the expert in this case that you can trust ChatGPT and my opinion combined together, because ChatGPT without complete context from an expert, it can be very subpar to say the least. So let's jump in, let's see what it said. So what I did in this video is I actually printed out the answers that it gave me, and it did give me a top 6 overall list based on lots of different factors. So what it started by telling me is there is no single brand universally, but across expert testing, dealer networks, durability, reputation, real world usage, that's where it gave me a top 3 and then another top 3 after that. After it gave me the information of actually going through these brands, I was very proud of it. Number 1, dealer quality is most important. A great mower with a bad dealer equals a terrible experience. What is the actual percentage of people that have warranty issues or just issues with their mower? It's probably a pretty decent chunk. You know, it depends on what the warranty is for that manufacturer. You might need your dealer. It depends on your handiness level. If you are someone who is not handy yourself, maybe you don't have even a trailer, we are constantly going out to do pickup and delivery. We got to go out as the dealer and take care of that customer. That's something that is huge, especially if you are not that hands-on person. People are wanting to buy a brand new lawnmower because they don't want to have to deal with issues, but really every brand has good, better, best. We got videos all over that we've talked about this. And so it's really something that you should look at first, is making sure you got a dealer that you are happy to be working with. Now what it said secondly, which I would also vouch for, is transmission class is absolutely a huge piece of the puzzle. You can go to the box stores, you can come to a dealership, even like myself, and you can get a transmission that is made by Hydro Gear, who makes a lot of different transmissions that are out there. They will come with a ZT2200 transmission. It's non-serviceable, meaning it does not have a filter with it. And I'll tell you, again, it depends on what you're doing, right? Maybe you've got an acre, maybe it's a very flat property, it's residential grade, right? But if you've got something that's much bigger, ZT2800 transmission, it says is mid-tier, absolutely true. That's where you can start to get into some of the serviceable nature among transmissions. Anything that is ZT3100 and up or higher is a very strong transmission. So incredibly proud of the start of this answer by ChatGPT. Speaking of these transmissions, you can go from a ZT31 to a ZT32, 34, all the way up to something like this. That's a ZT5400 transmission, which is a monstrously large transmission. It talks about the fact that brands matter less than the actual hydro selection, and that's absolutely true, right? Whether you like bad boy or not, right? As an example, it's sitting right here. If you're getting this with a ZT5400 transmission versus a Gravely, let's say, that has a ZT2200, that alone is more important than the brand itself. But of course, every time you're moving up in class, that is going to cost you more dollars out of your pocket. And number 3, what it also says that the internet will not tell you is the frame and deck build is extremely important. Stamped versus fabricated deck, thickness and weld quality. I'll tell you that, yes, that's monstrously important, but if you're going to a box store, you're gonna see more stamp deck options. And you could get into brands like Craftsman, Troy-Bilt, even a Baseline Toro we sell. You'll see that in a Baseline John Deere's. The most base are going to have a stamped deck, which means it's a thinner piece of steel that a machine comes down onto, and it's thin enough that it can just be pressed into place. It's actually very uncommon. Most of the things on the market are a fabricated deck. Beyond just talking about fabricated deck, there are different gauges to your deck. Kind of the golden standard of commercial quality is a 7-gauge deck. You're gonna see 10 and 11 gauge fabricated decks in some of the more of the residential grade machines. And again, depends on how much property that you're actually cutting, but that is something you gotta look for. And then you go all the way up to a 3-gauge deck. We sell that in the Bad Boy brand, but I'll tell you, if you at least get to 7-gauge, that is a monstrously thick and more than enough deck quality if you're looking for something that is very robust and heavy duty. And so like I said, it basically gave me at the start of this 3 top tier brands, and then it said 3 just behind them, but then it breaks down kind of by category. So I'll go over that top 6, but before I do that, it says, what are the top 3 brands for most homeowners? Drum roll, please. Toro, John Deere, Husqvarna. Now, is this the list that I personally would have made for best for homeowners? I'm not so sure I would. You know, there are a lot of brands out there. We're going to talk about the commercial ones that first probably come to mind for you. I'm a Toro dealer, right? There's some impartiality out of that, but I will say this, the John Deere subframes on the most residential grade zero turns, I think it is a thinner piece of steel that is actually on that John Deere. I'll say John Deere, when you get to the top, they're built like farm equipment. Now you're going to see those options. I think they're in Lowe's now specifically, but yeah, I don't know if I would have went there with the John Deere. And then Husqvarna, when we're thinking of affordable options, Husqvarna definitely is going to come in that list. Would I say it's the top 3? I don't know if I would say it's the top 3 in that list. But there are a lot of different brands under the sun, right? And I can think of brands like Grasshopper, Skag, Gravely. I think that Gravely makes a nice homeowner machine that's a little more stout, and we're gonna kind of go through this list at the end that I could put on there. We sell the Bad Boy brand, right? Bad Boy is kind of known as being very robust, throwing you a 7-gauge deck even at that residential level, so I would want to put them in that class as well. Toro on the market actually owns Exmark, they own Spartan, so you're starting to see components from the Toro brand in a few of these different options. But I'll say that they said on here, you know, the reasons they're going to put those top 3 are balance, comfort, ease, resale, and support. But we could keep coming back time and time again as I start to go through these to not getting so specifically tied to one brand over anything else, but maybe those features or the transmission levels, things like that. Number 2, it says best for durability. It says number 1, Bad Boy. Number 2, Gravely. Number 3, Skag. I think all 3 of these brands, I do tend to think of durability. I think of like more tank-like features. People are gonna argue in those comments when you think of Skag, they're gonna say Skag's 3rd on that list. I mean, they're very robust, heavy machines, right? They definitely should be in the top list. Someone would probably argue being the most tank-like out of that list. I think of Bad Boy and I think of Gravely in a very similar foot, I would say, in terms of probably a better value, like price point, but you still have that very rugged nature, tank-like feel to it. And then it says best for commercial or making money, it says Exmark, Skag, and Toro. Now, Exmark, I think in the market, they've got a reputation for really setting a standard in terms of commercial mowing. And it was back around 2000 that Toro bought out Exmark. There used to be a lot of similarities between Toro and Exmark. Now, if you look at certain classes at the very top end of that, Exmark definitely has kind of set the standard, I think. But like we could say at the start, probably more for any other person that is listening to this, you can almost throw out this list and pick dealer, dealer, dealer when you are a commercial person, because with us, it's like, we'll give someone a commercial mower when they go down during the warranty period as kind of a 0 downtime machine. That is just huge for a commercial person. If you get stuck on that, the job is simply not getting done, you're gonna get absolutely killed in business because that is your livelihood, right? When you've actually got your mower. So huge importance if you are a commercial company to get the right dealer to back you. And then it says lastly, best for hills or tough terrain, and it says John Deere, Bobcat, and Bad Boy. These aren't the ones that would have came to mind, actually. When I think of something that's good on hills, I think of something that's probably low to the ground. John Deere is a little bit more of a higher off the ground than most of them, especially at the commercial level. Bad Boy, I've talked about, and the Rogue sit up a little bit higher, the Rebel X's sit lower to the ground. You know, between Toro and Exmark, they put the gas tank a little bit lower. The lower you have the center of gravity on a hill, it's gonna hold a hill a little bit better. Probably one of the best hillside mowers that I know of are Hustlers. They sit super low to the ground. If you look at the rear end of a Hustler, how good that center of gravity is. They got the tank under the seat and just very smooth acting transmissions that are on there. So I would think of, you know, possibly Hustler, I would think of Exmarks at the top end, their Laser Z. I would think of Toro in a 5000 or 6000 series. Bobcat, they have some very large tires on the back. There could be some merit to what they said right there. So it broke down by 4 different categories. What does it say overall brands to consider? So it says top 3 brands to consider. It says Toro, John Deere, Bad Boy. Now, I was happy to do this video, right? I asked this question impartially, and obviously I sell a couple of these brands, but advantages on the Toro side, you have a massive dealer network that has been established for a very long time. That is really nice in terms of the parts lookup, the availability, the dealer network, like I said, that's behind you. Toro has simply withstood the test of time. It's known as a company that's been so well established, so well respected in that, and so they pop on this list. John Deere as well, right? Been around, probably the most brand recognition name that you can get in the market. Number one, you got phenomenal dealer network. The parts ability is going to be there. Disadvantage on that is, like, if you were going on the World Wide Web, it's actually harder to find parts on that John Deere side. Some of that I think is changing. I've seen some stuff in the news where they're talking about the proprietariness of John Deere. They're going to give actually some of that proprietary information so it's easier to fix your machines. But definitely two names you can really trust. And then, we sell Bad Boy, and I'm gonna mention it throughout the video. It's the fastest growing mower brand in the country. It's just really good value on top of that, and I think they do a good job of marketing themselves. ChatGPT is pulling from the World Wide Web of what's out there, right? So clearly, marketing standpoint, they're getting out there on the internet, and that's probably part of this influence. It says what's just behind them is Hustler, Gravely, and Exmark. I would completely agree. They've been mentioned, throughout this list as we went through. It depends on where you are in terms of Hustler, like the regions. Up here in Michigan and just some of the Midwest, I think it's a little bit less of a name. I think you go down south in some other regions, there's pockets where they've really established themselves very well. Gravely, the rugged nature, and Exmark, that's where you think of commercial. Now, some names that were not listed on here, Grasshopper is a name that's been around forever. I don't think they do the best job of marketing themselves, but in terms of reliability, in terms of longevity, probably one of the best options you can get on the market. Another one behind me is Cub Cadet. Now, Cub Cadet kind of has a little bit of a hole in the market. They're known as a more affordable brand, but they're gonna give you steering wheel options even on zero turns, and that's kind of unique on the market. Probably a name I could have mentioned, that Hillside Stability, because they give you some big, wide packages that you can get. Probably one of the best hillside mowers you can get. Their steering wheel zero turns on there. So a name that you wouldn't want to forget in the mix as well. So I think overall, ChatGPT did pretty well. Beyond the names that I've mentioned or that I can tell you in here, transmissions is something I talk about all the time on this channel, and it was second on the list of importance. It depends, right, on how handy you are. That could probably be number one importance. But you can go to the big box stores and you might only see a certain level of mower. But if you go to a dealer, you can get the exact same mower, and there's gonna be more options that are more of just a baseline residential machine. So definitely go see a dealer, right? Whether it's me in the Midwest here in Michigan or it's somewhere in your region, go see a dealer, because if something happens in that warranty period, we tend to put those people that bought from us to the front of the line if something's happening there. So that is a huge factor when you're going looking to buy that mower. And so if you're watching this as a first video, maybe you've seen some of these, like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you guys think. Did ChatGPT get it right? Do you agree with my opinion on this? If you haven't seen the channel, we do reviews all the time, talking about the best mowers, talking about features that you need to be looking out for, and we just try to keep it impartial. I try to keep it real on this channel. Hopefully that informed you, whether it's a zero-turn mower, a tractor, trailer, we can help you here at Howie Equipment. Until the next video, we'll see you.